Let's do another one. Yeah, if you missed it this time, Sonic, I'm trying out turning off Blind Spot. The best thing I came up with right now is Original Sin on instead. Seeing if we can do it this way. Let's do another bleed hidden, huh? Let's run back the loss we had last time. Sanguine Shout, that's always a good one. Spring Forward's a maybe. Maybe I take Juggle to try and use with this. Snuff Out's kind of good if we have a late Shrine. Use this on the Void. Don't think I want another Handed Tactics, so we're gonna get rid of that. It's vulnerable, but it's unreliable. And it spends your combo. Hemolysis, that's fine. It's not exactly great, but it's fine. So, yeah, like, do I just take Juggle here? Strictly just to use because we have this and this? Am I a big Dawn Raid fan? I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of the card, but I think it's good. I think it's about where it should be as a common. You know, it turns out if you're not dealing a bunch of damage with stuff besides Hidden Blades, the increase from 50 to 100% isn't actually that giant, even though it seems like such a huge upgrade. And it is very expensive, so it's pretty awkward to get it out. But it can definitely put in work, and I've had more than a few runs where this was a really powerful card. So I like the card, but I wouldn't consider myself like a huge fan. I think I will just take the Juggle here. I think there's enough reason with the Void and the Spring Forward. What about you, Sonic? Where do you stand on Dawn Raid? This is always a good one to have. Enough Suffering. Bluestone Bide, huh? Splatter Wound. Oh my god, look at all these. Dang, dude. It's like a hidden candy shop here. This is so much good stuff. Even the Sleight of Hand is a favorite of mine. Although I don't know how much we'll be able to support it. A lot of great stuff here, though. Wow. Oh, but look at that. The Enough Suffering and the Elite are mutually exclusive. That is a sad state of affairs. What are we looking at here? Interesting. Okay, no Puppet Master. I mean, Puppet Master is, like, honestly one of the biggest reasons that Enough Suffering can be really good, because it just trivializes that fight in its entirety. And this is also good against the Void, potentially, if you can't kill the minions really fast. And since we don't have Blind Spot on, it's just good in general to side in versus people that add a bunch of garbage cards, like the Scout Light and stuff. Yeah, I remember looking at that discussion, Sonic, where people were saying that it was one of the best hidden cards. I firmly disagree. Hidden is just, like, such a powerful class. Like, you've got Nick, you've got Jab, you've got In Cold Blood, you've got so many, like, ridiculous cards on Hidden. I don't think Dawn Raid cracks top 5, probably top 10. There's so much good stuff this character has. Not to say it's a bad card by any stretch, but, yeah, there's no way I would say it's one of the best. That just seems ridiculous. Is this the path we want to take? We get ambushed, but we miss 2 upgrades in the chest even? I don't think it's worth it, honestly. I think this is the path. Another early shrine, man. I was kind of hoping to see what it would be like if there wasn't an early shrine, but whatever, I guess. Haven't played enough to have a strong opinion on a ton of cards. Yeah, I mean, there's so many cards in this game compared to some other deck builders that you and relics and stuff too. It's like you could play a long time and still not ever end up having seen everything or had much experience with everything. That's for sure. Let's see, do I want Hemolysis instead of an Evade? Honestly, I don't think so. The Snuff Out is a little bit suspect as well. The only other target I have that gives me... I mean, actually, I guess with the Spring Forward, I didn't even think about that. Snuff Out Spring Forward's actually pretty good. Let's try that. What's up, Hayes? How you doing? Or is it Hase? I don't know. Feel free to correct me on that. Good to see you, nonetheless. Glad you could join us today. Yeah, let's go ahead and put in the Snuff Out, huh? Let's rock with this. Dawn Raid at this stage of the game is pretty pointless. We don't have very much that can actually take advantage of rage. I'm sure we will eventually, though. We are getting a splatter, right? It's, yeah. Coming up late. Okay. Do the good old lick on one copy of Draw Blood there to get the full combo. We'll go ahead and weaken you. And we'll just go to full energy. Tonix has been playing Daughter recently. I feel like I'm most informed about her cards. Still not nearly have an opinion on all of her cards. Sometimes I look at Soul Tithe and I can't even decide if it's broken and terrible. Yeah, Soul Tithe is probably the most polarizing mechanic in the game. That's for sure. Okay, let's see here. So to make this block 8, we just need 2 people to bleed. That should be pretty doable. We'll put some bleed on you, and then we'll use this, I guess, to make you bleed. And you're gonna bleed too, actually. Everyone's bleeding. Everyone's bleeding. Oh, you look at something. I thought STH was short for Soul Tithe. Yeah, I've definitely had my opinion change on some of the Daughter cards. She is a fascinating character. If I'm not mistaken, she has a clean 100 cards right now, I think. Okay, upgrade time. What do we want to upgrade? Sanguine Shell, always a good one. Baiting you for engagement, yeah, dude. You figured me out. If I'm not upgrading Sanguine Shell, it's probably Lick the Knife. Honestly, there's no combo gain besides the Bide coming up, right? Yeah, it's just Bide. And Bide is, like, okay, but it is very expensive, of course. Having something that costs 2 to get full combo instead of having to rely on something that... Excuse me, that costs 3 to get full combo with the Bide. And this can realistically cost 1 since you can rebound it and purge it. I think this is smart. Yeah, you know, actually, Sonic, if you don't mind, do you think you could 1 letter at a time type out your favorite card in the game? No reason, just I thought it'd be fun. Okay, well, there's agility. Agility is another good way to gain combo. Just on its own, it's a little bit awkward. Normally I like to put a Blackstone in it. It's gonna be a good while before we get one. I'm thinking about From Shadow and Sustenance instead. It's just decent block options, because, like, probably Sustenance would be the one, right? Like, we have Sanguine Shell, which is a huge block. We're picking up the Bide, which is a huge block. And not too much else in terms of just immediate block. Yeah, so maybe it's smart to take one of these guys. Probably the Sustenance. Yeah, I'm going to take the Sustenance. Holy cow, Sonic. He's going for it. He's actually going for it. This time, is it the other Lick the Knife, or is it Sanguine Shell? Given that we passed on the combo again there, it probably should be the Lick the Knife. My house, my rules. Not a bad choice. Super fun card. Almost certainly overpowered. I mean, come on, anyone who's played with that knows how awesome it is. Okay, so Sleight of Hand doesn't do that much for us. We're discarding stuff off Juggle. We have, like, decent Hidden Blade generation. So we're Spring Forward, Snuff Out. It's, like, okay. I don't think it's going to be all that great yet. I would want a lot more Hidden Blade generation, but, I mean, I guess in large part that tends to come from, like, relics and stuff, right? None of these generate Hidden Blades, so I don't think I'm going to worry about the Sleight of Hand yet. Recur gain corruption equal to its cost. Yeah, it's here somewhere on upgrade. Gives you corruption equal to the card's cost. That's a good one. Yeah, I think this is just, we'll do this, and then that'll be that. Gotta be careful with this guy when you're playing bleed, because he can purge all the debuffs, of course. Okay, Glass Prism is just like such a garbage relic, dude, I swear. I was one of several people trying to get this thing buffed, but it didn't happen. I think it's just going to be Band of Power instead. We don't really have any heavy cards. We have like one that's coming up, and that's it. Spring Forward is technically heavy as well, but I don't think that's enough. So I'll just take the band. 2 Blackstone copies of It's Here Somewhere, plus Wait For It, plus a chunky block card. Wait For It. Which one is Wait For It? I don't even remember what that card is right now, man. Wait For It. What does that one do? That sounds like a monk card. I can't keep all the names straight. Okay, oh, right, where you shuffle copies. Yeah. I just never use that card. I, like, literally never use that card. This is a bit frustrating. I want to pop off with, like, a bunch of bleed and put For the Throat and Vulnerable and stuff. But he's purging debuffs, so we just have to wait. I mean, I will hold on to this and use it next turn, though. Yeah, wait for it can be really goofy if you have the patience for it. Normally I find it's too slow on I-50, but you can theoretically do all sorts of wacky shenanigans with it. Drew the Spring Forward, it feels bad. Just go ahead and make this play. I want to keep the Lick for next turn to get my combo back. We could totally whiff on other blocks, but it seems unlikely. And I do want to draw back around, so I will dump the Evade. I mean, he's going to die pretty quickly unless he does another debuff purge. And very soon. So we can Sustenance here, get back all the combo, purge it. We're going to use the next For the Throat on him as well. So I think we just do this, and this should basically guarantee a win. Well, it's a little unfortunate that we have to take the 4 damage here, but I'm fine with it, ultimately. Yeah, all things considered, that was a pretty good fight. And now we get the bye. This is going to be an awesome addition. Imagine ever losing on I-50. I know, right? Gotta step my game up. I had a pretty nice streak there, just like win after win after win, although the last 2 runs have been losses now. Okay, Purple Stone. Do I want to put a Purple Stone on the Sustenance? That's probably the most likely suspect for a multi-trigger right now that isn't a Swift card. And I don't know how long For the Throats will stay in. Probably a decent while, honestly. We're not getting any other Swift cards besides the Splatter. Yeah, there you go. If you don't play on I-50, you can't lose on I-50. Pro strats. Honestly, I kind of do just want to stick it on a For the Throat. Maybe we'll even upgrade one at the rate things are going. I'm gonna do it. I want that juicy overcharge. Dang it, Spring Forward. At least we can snuff out the... Oh, wait. We already got rid of the Void. What am I doing? What am I doing? This shouldn't be in my deck anymore. What am I snuffing? Do I want to snuff a Lick the Knife so I can actually gain a Hidden Blade? No, because I need combo gain. Do I want to snuff Sanguine Shell for that reason? Probably also no. That's like my best block code. I guess I don't need this much block. I'll just dump and Evade. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit silly. This is a little bit silly. Completely forgot we purged that Void. Get my head in the game here. Okay, there's a Sanguine Shell. The Band of Power is ready to go. Don't really have any amazing targets for it, to to be honest. Double evade already gets us all the block we need. We don't have much to trigger. Lick the knife. Okay, we will actually be playing Sanguine Shell in that case. We'll do this even. We'll go hit. Put the bleed. I guess we have to dump it all on him if we want him to die, which I do. If I clot him, he won't die anymore. That's kind of funny. I guess we're not rebounding this then. Which means we're not playing it, because we need to play the Sanguine Shell. And then... that's just that. Okay. How do we want to handle you? Probably just with a big for the throat. Sucks that both of them were in the bottom of the deck. And we weren't able to gain any combo. Take care of him this way. I will hold the sustenance, and in fact, I'm even... no, you're already weak, actually, so there's no point. Yeah, no point. Okay, so now... just go like that. We can't for the throat him without taking damage. Jeez, man. This is ridiculous. I guess I will hold the for the throat here. Why was this fight so long? It wasn't hard, but it was way too long. Okay, so this is fine now. We can just do this, this. He's just wasting his time buffing himself up. 13 AP though, that's a big Cinderhound. And it's over. Haha, I have combo. Alright Sonic, thanks for dropping in, man. Always appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, man, and peace out. Okay, this upgrade, we actually have a choice on. It is probably just going to be Sanguine Shell, though. Purge Block 5 is so good. On the other hand, I wouldn't mind upgrading this for the throat, either. We're fighting Bertha. Well, you know what? I feel fine in terms of defense so far. Let's actually boost our offensive capabilities a little bit. And then take 5 damage for stepping on an empty tile. Okay. This fight's usually not too bad with bleed hidden. This is far from the best opening draw I've ever seen, though. That's for sure. Get a decent amount of overcharge at least, though. Might as well hold this. We're already at 3 out of 7. So we need to deal 5 damage to him now. Very frustrating that one draw blood doesn't quite do it. At least we have a juggle for Hidden Blade, though. Don't need all of those, because this does it. He'll die to bleed, which is always what you want, because then he takes out the Gloom Shroom with him. So we can just dump all of our damage onto this guy. So in fact, we might as well even make him vulnerable here. And yeah, that is GG. This guy takes his turn. He takes his turn, kills the guy on the left because of his ability, Carnivorous. He dies to bleed, and he dies to bleed. Fight's instantly over. Alright, the opening move is honestly a maybe. I really don't mind it at all. A little bit of immediate damage. I didn't even put in the bide. Whoops. Do some of this. Definitely want that in there. And yeah, I mean, opening move, it's fine, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead and Yellowstone this Sustenance. That's a classically good combo. The only thing I would be cutting is probably another Draw Blood. I mean, I guess with the Snuff out now, the Spring Forward's kind of mid, so we'll do this. Okay. Can't draw a combo gen in our opening hand. It just does not happen. I have faith that we'll draw block. So we did things that way for Band of Power value to get extra bleed on him. I think it's going to be pretty good this way. The plan, I think, is going to be to kill this guy first, and then pick off this one at the same time as maybe this guy. Both for the throats here. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we'll just bide. How do we want to do this? At full combo, this is 36 bleed, which is so much. In fact, if we do this, you're just dead. To that amount of bleed, maybe we just do that instead, and then we pick off you two at the same time. That seems kind of good, actually. Still a lot of block coming up. 3 really good block cards and juggle to get us there. We could whiff potentially if we draw exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be really bad. And if we draw like only of 8, I guess that wouldn't be great. But even then, it's probably okay. So that's what we're gonna go for here. You're gonna go down to the bleed. So that means I should probably spread the damage a bit here, I think. Like that. You die to bleed if I play Sanguine Shell. We didn't get Sanguine Shell. We will definitely just opening move on you. This is already all the block we need, so goodbye evade. We don't need 2 licks. So if I do this, he doesn't quite die, which is annoying. Oh wait, no, he does die, actually. He does die to that. But not immediately, is the annoying part. And I can't really purge that if I want to block, so... See where the bleed goes. We missed him with both hits. Okay. That should do it. This time we do draw Sanguine Shell guaranteed. Bide's better. That should be the end of this one. Okay, yeah, I'm actually not regretting the opening move here at all. It's been pretty nice. Pretty cool if we could Band of Power it as well. Okay, what is this upgrade? This one I think is probably the Sanguine Shell. We're gonna want to upgrade this sooner or later. Might as well be now. Anything good at the Spell Child? Quick Smith, huh? This one's always such a meme. It's not bad. Refine to recur stuff. What would we want to recur, really? I mean, it makes like the combo gain, combo spend thing more consistent. Cripple, I don't think I care about. Refine is not bad. I just don't think I could really give up my vulnerable application right now. This matters a lot. Especially against like the boss and the elites we're about to fight. In which case, it just seems like it's not really worth it. Because like we might get more vulnerable later, right? But I have to spend the money right now, and that means I also can't spend the money in the well, or the potential Disheveled Salesman should one spawn on the next floor. Don't think I'm going to bother with it. I just don't think it's going to be worth it. Make our way up here towards the elite. I don't want another For the Throat, I don't think. Probably not. 2 should be good. Yeah, we'll just go with this. Might as well hold the evade here. See how we handle this burning. I think we should be okay. This isn't really what I wanted. Ugh. If we play the bide now, we're overblocking by a ton. Before the throat. Like, I want to play an evade here, of course. And then, like, next turn I could do, like, bide with For the Throat. Guess we'll start with Juggle and see what this gets us. Draw bide is, like, super unnecessary here, right? I mean, I guess the evade is, too, at this point. We have Sustenance. Very well. We will bide. Opening move clearly not good anymore. And we'll see what this does for us. Holding the Sustenance. I think this is probably going to lead to an easy win, but you never know. Okay, we got licks now. That's all of our combo needs handled. Keep holding the Sustenance. There we go, band set up. Fight's over. Okay, yet another upgrade point. Where does this one go? Could just go on the Sustenance. It's not bad. Otherwise, I mean, Juggle's okay. Sleight of Hand is still very iffy. Man, we're kind of low on good upgrades right now, truth be told. None of these are all that amazing. Let's go ahead and do the, let's do the Sustenance. We already put a stone in it. It's probably going to stick around. What's up, Robin? Yeah, so where the Sustenance upgrade is most relevant is when it comes to the early game and clot cards. Because you're right, it is a very small numerical increase. But, for example, Bleed 3 at random instantly enables the clot of our Lick the Knife. It doesn't even matter who it hits. If our goal is to rebound Lick the Knife, done. Taken care of, right? Whereas 2 Bleed is a lot less. But yeah, I mean, as the fight progresses, the fact that you're getting 1 extra block and 1 extra bleed is going to matter a lot less. But, you know, sometimes you just really need that 1 extra bleed in the early game. If I had more incidental bleed application, I'd be a bit less inclined to do this. But we've been having issues with combo, so... Robin says, I found Sustenance useful, keeping my deck all game multiple times, but never felt worth the upgrade. It's also just the fact that we don't have any other great upgrades. We already upgraded both Lick the Knives, and this one For the Throat. I don't really care to upgrade the other For the Throat because I think it's going to get replaced with the Splatter. Yeah, we just didn't really have any other good targets. I do see a Cutting Fan there, though. That's an old favorite of mine. That would make me want to play Dawn Raid. And more Draw Bloods. I wonder. And yeah, that's also a good point, Robin, like you say. The more often you're playing a card, the more value you're getting out of that incremental upgrade, even if it is relatively small, right? Plenty of stuff to consider when you're upgrading cards in these games. What do I do with this blue stone here? Blue stone on the Splatter we're about to pick up sounds pretty decent, or maybe I wait until we get the red stone. I don't know. I kind of want to hold this blue stone. I don't think Anemia is worth it. Dawn Raid instead of opening move? It's an option. Let's see about it. I think I definitely just take the Cutting Fan here, right? Like, makes the sleight of hand quite a bit better. The Arsenal... We are less interested in Rage, of course, because we don't have as much raw damage. So, yeah, I'll just take the Cutting Fan. Really would have been a nice turn for some, just to draw a combo immediately, but this should be fine. This is still a pretty okay opener. Just hold the one evade. Don't mind if I take a small hit. Okay, so we have to actually play the Sanguine Shell here. Still no combo gain to go with the For the Throat. It's really unfortunate. We have 3 cards that put us up to max combo instantly, and even a juggle to get there a little bit faster. Just can't seem to put it together. Okay, in that case, I think we want to just stack up as much bleed as we can. We'll get an extra trigger with the band. And so we will just go ahead and put the Vault on him now. Yeah, we'll just go for maximum damage. Sanguine Shell will trigger, big ol' hit. Cutting Fan is coming up, and we're all but guaranteed to actually have combo. I think I can purge fully down as well. This turn's a free turn because he summons fish, and then he dies next turn. We just have to block. Yeah. All good. Sure, we'll take the Cutting Fan all the way up to the edge. Alright. So we've already got 2 counting relics that just want us to play attacks, which is pretty good, I would say. Stacking up as many of these as you can on hidden is often a nice strategy. The splatter is going to be much appreciated. And I'm actually really thinking about this sleight of hand now. We've got the Dawn Raid in the deck, we've got the Cutting Fan. What would I cut? What would I cut? We said For the Throat's going to come out for the splatter. Do I want to cut an evade, or is that silly? Don't want to go too low on blocks. I could probably cut a Draw Blood. These are, like, you know, attack spam cards, and they do trigger the Sleight of Hand and what have you. I don't know. Maybe I just pass on Sleight of Hand for now. Maybe. We'll pass for the moment. I've got my eye on you, Sleight of Hand. Your time will come, I'm sure. Okay, this might be a scenario where we play the Bide just to gain combo, because we have Cutting Fan and For the Throat and stuff. Yeah, this is definitely that kind of scenario. And we'll just slap the Vulnerable down on him. We trigger the Cutting Fan, play all of these out, then give him the For the Throat. Whew, that was juicy! Good first turn. Glad I didn't bother with Sleight of Hand. See, that's what happens if we just draw the combo gain early. It's that easy. If we could just draw the combo gain early. Alright, name of the game here is just to increment the relics. Okay, even without an upgrade, I think the splatter is still just worth throwing in. And then, yeah, question of whether I put the bluestone in it or hold out for the red. I think I can wait and decide that after the card pack / floor 2, depending on what we see in here. Oh, Treasure Goblin. You'll love to see it. It's been such a long time since I've actually been able to, like, do this stupid thing where you just take out the block cards when you're fighting this guy. We don't want to take them all out, of course. We do have Eroding Sanity. And, of course, Bide is just primarily a combo gainer. Yeah, sorry about that one, Treasure Goblin. I don't think you stood a chance. We'll leave the Cutting Fan primed. Okay, the wound is potentially interesting. We don't need it right now, though. Okay, what do we got here? Nick. Nick is very good. I just do wish we had a bit more combo gain. Something like an Apprentice Blade would be much appreciated. Nonetheless, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth here. Nick is still a great addition. Lighted Up, not that bad either. Shield Bash, a good one. Bloodlust and First Blood, I don't think either of those will make their way into the deck. We're stacking up the bleed reasonably fast, and I don't want to spend my combo on a block card. So I'll just roll this one. Splatter number 2, huh? That's interesting. Gonna be awfully hard to make room for it when we just picked up a Nick, though. Unless we get like a whole bunch of combo gain floor 2, I don't think we can support this second splatter. I'll take the opening move out for a Nick. Because, like, at least if we do get combo first, Nick can draw us back into more combo gain, right? And I think at that point I can put the blue stone on the Nick instead of putting the blue stone on the splatter. Oh yeah, Robin, good point. Let's go ahead and wait. I didn't save my deck. Apparently I forgot to do that. Oops. This looks about right, yeah? One less evade, actually. Like this? Yeah, I think like this is what we want. The sleight of hand, again, like, it's inching closer towards being relevant. I don't know, maybe when I get a green stone. Right now, we're actually too fast. The swing forward it had a chance to shine in the early game, and it just failed me repeatedly, and now it's just far past the point of consideration. Light It Up, not as necessary with the purple foil throw, and we just have way too many swift cards right now compared to combo gainers, so yeah, this is the deck. We can do whatever we want here. How much do I value 500 Essence? Not that much, but I don't think we're going to take too much damage. And I always like to have the dream of finding an early Disheveled Salesman and buying a bunch of relics, so take the money. Rinse and repeat here. Probably not going to happen. But you never know. Hey, it's combo gain! It's actual combo gain. We did it. Go ahead and just stack that Voln up. Make sure we get the extra bleed from the Band of Power. My Nick! I just got that. I haven't even had a chance to play it yet, Voidling. How could you? It's like when your parents got you like a toy or something for Christmas, and then like you would leave to go do something and your siblings were playing with it before you got a chance to. Just disrespectful. Utterly disrespectful. Let's go ahead and Dawn Raid here, huh? Alright, feeling pretty good about our chances here. We don't spam that much, and we have pretty good block, so do I want to put a potion in here just in case? I guess we'll put the Exploding Bottle in just in case. There's Spider Nest, we'll try not to use it. Okay, this is not what I was hoping for. They spawned with long fuses though, 12 and 11, that's pretty good. I will just play the Nick. Okay, there's the Lick the Knife, that is very good. There's the other Lick the Knife. Awkward. What do I do about this? I could use both of them if I wanted to get full combo this turn to use with Cutting Fan, but that's like so awkward. Yeah, I don't know about this one, y'all. I really don't want to do that. That's so unfortunate. But it's a lot of damage right now, like a lot of damage. It's probably the right play, honestly, but it feels terrible. It really does just feel awful. Look at that damage though, man. That is some serious damage. I can afford to purge this. Piggies are close to exploding. So maybe we try to pop them and Sanguine Shell block or something like that. I don't know. There's the Sanguine Shell. There is the Sanguine Shell. If I purge both of these, I can play this, this, and this. That is a lot. I think that's what we're gonna do. If we play 3 cards, you'll explode last. That's actually really inconvenient. I guess we should only play 2 cards in that case. Which means, like, what, 1, 2... No, it doesn't work that way. This is actually really awkward. Because if I let the 2 fuse explode and then try to block that, the 3 fuse explodes immediately afterwards for 12. Yeah, that's just really awkward, huh? In that case, I think we're gonna purge the Sanguine Shell, play the For the Throat, and then purge these. And pass on that. This is so weird. But I think this is the right play. And then here, I was hoping we would get the Bide. We could still find it off the juggle. We will attempt to find the Bide. Okay, we found the Bide. We're just gonna get rid of you. So there's that explosion. Trigger the next one. How about that, huh? Not bad at all. Bit of a sticky scenario we found ourselves in there, but we made the most of it. And now we can just tick up our cutting fan. Okay, pretty good floor 1 there. Can't complain much. Alright, what are we looking at here? The Apple a Day, probably not really needed. Random Void Stones are okay. Don't have any, like, really amazing targets, but, like, I wouldn't hate, like, you know, a red on the Dawn Raid or something. I could put an earlier red in the splatter. A green I said I was kind of looking for. Honestly, these are all pretty underwhelming. Even the option of, like, paying a bunch for a Blackstone, what am I doing with a Blackstone in this deck? I actually don't have a single great Blackstone target, not one. That's pretty staggering. That is pretty staggering. I should probably just take the Void Stones in that case, assuming I don't need the healing. And assume that we'll find something to use with this in floor 2, so I will take that. Okay, anyway, before I move on to the next floor here, I'm going to go ahead and throw up a prediction. You guys can figure out what you think is going to happen, and I'll use this opportunity to refill my water. Chuck this out there. Alright, you guys, be right back. Vote wisely. Okay, we're back. We are back. Well, let's get the game back on the screen and move on to floor 2. See what we're looking at here. We are looking at... Well, there's a ceaseless. I mean... I don't know how I feel about that. I've been saying I want more combo, but like... Does ceaseless really get what I want? I don't know, maybe we could like drastically restructure the deck if we pick up that ceaseless and we put in extra for the throats and we put in light it up and stuff. Where is the ceaseless? We'll look at that. It's here. Huh. Picking it up that late kind of makes me not want to... I don't know. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Yeah, so getting this late in the floor makes me feel pretty bad about the idea that I would be trying to restructure my whole deck around that, because there's only a couple of fights after that if we're going to do that. It's an option, but I'm not really enthused about it. In terms of other stuff here, I mean, I guess Thief's Code is good. Mithril Blades is generally good. Don't mind an extra Sanguine Shell. Salt on the Wound could be really good. Trigger a Cutting Fan. And of course, 2 of them are immediately mutually exclusive. Salt versus Sanguine Shell. As much as I love Salt, I don't know, Sanguine Shell might just have to be it. Tough call, tough call. It's just, you know, we get the potion this way, we also get the chest, and then we just curve up around here, and that's like, that's so good. I don't think I can pick up the Salt here. I don't know if this card needs like just a tiny little buff or something. I really like it a lot, but it always feels like it's just barely not good enough. Anyway, we come down here at this point, and then, oh yeah, look at that. Ceaseless and Mithril Blades are exclusive. We probably just do this then, and skip the Ceaseless entirely. This would be the play. Looks like a pretty good path. What's our long-term game plan if we're doing this, right? We probably aren't fully equipped yet at this point. Are we just completely relying on relics? Not entirely. Several buffs coming in. I think this is workable. I think we can do this. I do have to confront the question of these stones, though, now. We've got a purple, a black, and a blue. And I don't know what to do with them. And none of the stuff that we're picking up here is, like, screaming out to me that it's a great target for any of the stones. Truthfully, I think the biggest black stone target right now is just going to be the Thief's Code. Blackstone Thief's Code is going to be a lot of draw consistency. I think that's going to be the play here. We try to upgrade this thing to get it rigged and put the Blackstone in. Yeah, I'm thinking that's it. In which case, blue will probably go on, I don't know, like maybe Juggle or Dawn Raid. Let's put it on Juggle. And then the purple stone, I don't know, I could wait with the purple stone for a little bit. Okay, yeah, we'll try this. Potion-wise, put the health pot back in there. Okay. Alright, we actually drew Lick the Knife into neck here. Very good. The old Lick and Nick combo. Love to see it. Do I want to try and get the rebound here? I probably should. I probably should. We'll go after you like this. Get the rebound. Nick. Okay, we've drawn Bide to get combo back. That's pretty good. So much card draw. Okay, so I do want the combo off of Bide to trigger, to use with Cutting Fan when that triggers. But I don't really want to do that this turn. I don't know. I mean, juggle, we don't need to juggle right now. Shield Bash for Vuln is like sort of a thing, but I don't think it really is. Honestly, I guess we are just gonna Bide, huh? Yeah, we actually are just gonna Bide here. And we'll drop the Splatter. Do some of this instead. Let's put the Vuln on you. Like that. This seems pretty good. We'll end on 2 out of 3 combo. There goes my upgraded and stoned for the throat. I don't think we need it though. Okay, in terms of block here, it's actually a little bit awkward, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everybody needs to be bleeding for the evade to full block for us. So you gotta bleed, and then you're gonna die because of vulnerable. So we just need to make you bleed as well. And this should work out. You die, then you take just anything from the discard, right? My Splatter. Those are 2 really good ones, man. The Veiled Watcher takes have been very rude lately. I had that Tempest run where they dang near killed me because they took my only finisher. That was crazy. Okay, now I think we're just gonna put a bunch of bleed on you. Pitch all these Banes. This is all the block we need, just 1 sustenance. Don't need 2 licks. Throw that out. Do I try to gain combo right now? Honestly, I might. I don't need this. Yeah, you know what? We can even do this. Take it off of you. You barely don't die now. And then we put everything on you. The Cutting Fan's gonna go off here. Do it like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good here, man. They both die. She wastes her next turn getting the Frenzy buff. We've got our block accounted for. Not bad, not bad. I guess I'll hold the Dawn Raid. Why not? We'll see if we don't have to trigger the Cutting Fan here to end the fight. Shouldn't have to. Yeah, we just don't. Don't even touch it. Just leave it at the beat. And we get our second Sanguine Shell. But what is the upgrade here? Is it Splatter? We're doing okay in terms of damage, but this is like such a big upgrade, you know? Very, very big. Otherwise, the other Sanguine Shell is a good one too, of course, for more defense. But we're fine on defense too, honestly. I feel like I'm just doing completely okay in both regards. So why not just do the Splatter? Why not? I will still put in the other Sanguine Shell, of course. Probably over Shield Bash? No, I'll keep the Shield Bash in as an extra source of Vuln for now. We are spreading around our bleed like that sometimes, and so being able to put Vuln on 2 targets at once is kind of nice. Oh hey, Apprentice Blade. I was saying I wanted one of these. This is a potential Blackstone target as well. On the other hand, of course, another shot at agility now. The deck has changed enough that at this point I actually would feel really good about an agility. We upgraded immediately, put the Blackstone in it. That is a lot of combo gain. That is making our turns when we pop off with the Cutting Fan bigger. Apprentice Blade helps us trigger the Cutting Fan more often, of course. No, I think it's got to be the agility. I really like agility in this scenario. Because it's so cheap. So easy to weave this in between all of your nonsense, and I do prefer this over Blackstone on the Thief's Code, although that's a good one too, of course. I think this is going to be the way. As for what we cut now... I mean, we're not really using Dawn Raid yet. We thought we'd give it a try, but it's not doing anything yet, so I'm going to skip it. The Thieves' Code is probably still worth playing at 1 copy. I really wish I could draw my combo game that wasn't Bide here. I think I've only had 2 fights so far where I drew a lick on turn 1. I don't know. Is this worth it? It's probably worth it. I guess I'll go for it. Okay, we got agility. This is not really what I want, actually. It's really not. I will just do this, though. Obviously, you're the one we want the Voln on, so no real harm in just immediately doing it. Okay, I think next turn the plan is going to be to try and build up our combo with the agility. Yeah, here, we'll do this. Yeah, next turn it's going to be build up combo with agility, Sanguine Shell for block, and if we just draw 1 Lick the Knife, that's all we need, is just 1, we can have a pretty big turn with Cutting Fan. Okay, I lied because we drew the Lick the Knife, but we did not draw an attack to actually trigger the Cutting Fan. In fact, at this point, I think we don't even really want the Sanguine Shell, huh? Yeah. And we'll just do, like, this. Take the rebound on you. Is it worth holding the agility at this stage? I'd really like to draw some more block cards. I guess not. That sucks. Things just barely didn't line up. We are hexed now. Okay, 2 evades is good enough. So we're actually going to ditch the Splatter here, because if I play Splatter, I lose my combo, and then the Cutting Fan's not good anymore. This way, I can go draw blood twice to get the 2 silent shivs, and I still have full combo, and this triggers Cutting Fan. And I've got all the block I need with double evade. Don't need you. Just put damage on you so that you're going to die to bleed, and then we can spread it out a bit, because Scapegoat has been ticked down enough. Okay, a little bit of awkwardness there, but I think we have finished this one up at this point. I guess we'll ditch you and you. Get rid of the Haunted. Stick the bleed on you. And then here we can just purge that off. I guess we'll hold the Bide to gain block next turn and combo. Yeah, we'll just kill you, actually. How about that, huh? And we even drew the other Sanguine Shell, so... Get him out of here. Okay. Class Trainer, we have something to give him, right? Yeah, we have a couple things. Given the opening move for the higher chance at good stuff. No shops where we're spending essence. Yeah, literally none, so we could roll a whole bunch here. Blackstone Juggle, huh? That's not bad. It's not bad. I kind of like it. Do I just take that? I mean, it's pretty decent. I think I just take this. Oh, yeah. Interesting, that one. We'll cut 1 draw blood for it. And I am no closer to figuring out what I want to do with this purple stone now, am I? I sure am not. I should probably just put it in a Lick the Knife and call it a day. Right? There's 1 more chest coming up. Maybe that'll be the thing. No, I mean, this just seems silly. Let's just put it in a Lick the Knife. who's the elite? It's Beast of Malice. Spell Shield, Caltrops. Caltrops, huh? Can we do Caltrops? I don't think we want to do Caltrops. Oh yeah, and what about this Thief's Code that I was talking about? I guess I'm less interested in it a bit now that we have the Blackstone Juggle. Quite a lot of cycling already. Like, actually a ton of cycling. I could cut the Shield Bash, I suppose. We don't really need extra sources of Vuln versus this guy, do we? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. It just does not seem necessary right now. Now we have Blackstone Juggle. I'm not going to bother. The Caltrops, I think, is going to hurt us more than it helps us. Given the amount of combo gain and spending we already have. We don't have enough ways to gain small amounts of combo. Everything's 2 combo or more, right? Except for agility. 2 combo, 2 combo, 2 combo. So it's really awkward to work with this. Spell Shield's a little underwhelming, honestly. I think am I actually just gonna take Forgotten Fuse? How much value do we even get out of this? I have no idea. Oh, jeez, man. I'm just going to take the Fuse because I think it's too important to use the spell for Vulnerable to worry about using it for block. If we're relying on Spell Shield for block, then we're going to have other much more serious problems. So out of all the crummy relics, we take this one. Yet again, Nick with no good combo gain early on here. And it doesn't look like we're getting any. So be it. Question is, what the heck do I even do now? This hand just like is... it's not useful. It's just not. Like, I could put Vulnerable on him, I guess. There's not much else to do. We'll hold the Sustenance. Deal a whopping 8 extra damage there. Courtesy of the Vulnerable. Massive! The Fuse is 0. Love to see it. Okay, let's try and do some juggling, huh? Pitch that, pitch that. The Cutting Fan is about to go off, so this is as good a turn as any for this. We'll juggle away the fake juggle now. Bide does give combo. I think we're gonna ditch a Hidden Blade here, and I guess the Sanguine Shell is really not useful. And then we'll go Purge, Bide, ditch this, Purge, an enormous amount of Vulnerable. Then we can trigger the Cutting Fan like that. That was a lot of damage. If I could only play the Splatter this turn as well, that would be absolutely sick, but it's fine to just play this next turn instead. Oh, we just drew the Agility again, huh? That's pretty nice. Great fight! That went extremely well. Yeah, nothing to change. You see, like, we're too fast for Sleight of Hand. Even Thief's Code, it's like we're kind of too fast for that right now. Okay, I guess the agility's pretty good here. A nice fat stack of Overcharge. Carry us through the rest of this fight. This guy's already halfway dead, more or less. Sure, I guess we'll Bide just to use the blue stone. Extra triggers on the draw blood here. This triggers after 12. It's at 8 right now, so that's 9, 10, 11. Which means that... yeah, we're not going to have... okay. I think this works out. I think this is fine. We don't quite want him to die here. He's not going to die to Fuse, is he? That's 4 damage only? Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. There. Exactly like this. So you barely live. Probably should have dropped the lick, honestly, but whatever. And then we'll do some of this. Can juggle away the lick now. Don't need that one either. Shield bash, make you vulnerable. Hit. Let's see, we don't want this. Whittle you down. Nick. We should be in the clear now. Yeah, this is good. Alright, that worked out pretty cleanly. Just the one guy left with almost no health. And somehow we actually can't kill, but the fuse will get us there. How ridiculous. Put some volume on him for good measure. 17 damage off the fuse. Okay, what is the upgrade here? The other Sanguine Shell? I mean, that's a pretty good one. We have a lot of draw and discard now, so purge effects are really nice. Like, actually amazing. So I think we will just go ahead and do this. In fact, we have so much draw and discard that it's making me reconsider Spring Forward. Still probably not worth it. We'll at least look at the Soul Collector first. What do we got here? Execution Order, huh? Do I want an Execution Order? It's really good. It's also 5 souls more than the random rare, and we do have okay vulnerable application right now. Execution Order is going to matter a lot versus the Void specifically, of course. If only we had just a few more and we could buy both of these. Okay, so if I buy this, I have 11 left. That's enough for a yellow Void Stone, essentially, is what I would buy. If I buy this, I have 16 left. That'd be enough for an uncommon. Is that worth it? I don't know. I mean, the way we're scaling up bleed right now, I'm not entirely convinced the Execution Order is actually going to be what matters. Right, because this requires us to get him below 65 health. That's a really tough call. That's a really tough call. We could whiff a bit on the random rare. There are some pretty mediocre ones. On the other hand, like, I mean, Bottle of Whiskey would be really good. Book of Arcane Secrets, I think, would be quite good. What if we get, like, Monkey's Paw? How many 0 costs do we have, huh, that we don't want to play? None. The only 0 cost we have is the... what's it called? The Agility? We could get an extra one by upgrading Thin It Out. Maybe I should just take the Execution Order then. Not be greedy. I always want to be greedy, but maybe I should not be greedy for once. Who's our boss? The Birth Pit. I mean, that's like... Oh, this is really encouraging me not to take that. This is not a fight that you should really care about the Execution Order on. Robin says, last time I got Monkey's Paw on a random relic. Is that challenge kind that give you an extra stack of each debuff you suffer? Oh no. Oh no, what a disaster. What a disaster. Yeah, it's... That was the thing that had me like a little concerned about Monkey's Paw when I was designing it, is like... It's hard to get... to give artifacts downsides in this game. Like, you look at a game like Slay the Spire, and it's like the boss relics all have downsides for the most part, right? Most of them do. Because you're picking one, and you can choose to skip and stuff, you know, right? Whereas in this game, the only thing you ever skip is elites. And the game is, like, all balanced around them. Monkey's Paw, I couldn't figure out how to make it the power level to be appropriate for an elite artifact. So it's like one of the only non-elite artifacts that has a true honest-to-God downside, even though it's usually not. There are circumstances, right? Sometimes your Tempest and the average cost in your deck is greater than 1, and then it's a downside. Sometimes you're playing the challenge coin where you get extra debuffs, and then it's a downside. Yeah. I do love it, though. It's such a fun relic most of the time. I'm going to take the random rare, man. I'm going to take it. We got the throwing star. That is actually kind of nice. Notably, once our combo has increased to a cap of 4, Lick the Knife will still get us all the way there, and if we draw it off a Nick or something, it gets us back to 3. So that's actually pretty decent. Oh, you actually won that run, huh? Congrats. That sounds like a tough one, Robin. I'll take the random uncommon as well here, right? Yeah. Silver medal. Sure. Sure, silver medal, yeah. Okay, what are we looking at here? Rip and tear, that's more vulnerable. I mean, I don't think I'm going to use it. I don't think I'm going to use these either, so I guess I'll take the rip and tear. These are the only unupgraded cards, huh? Interesting. If I was going to play Thief's Code, I would still want it rigged. Of course, I am also going to get a green stone, or we might be getting random stones from the Well of Stars with the silver medal here, so... Nick's also just a good upgrade, of course. I think I'm just going to go with Nick here. Okay. Aha! Dolus! I knew you'd show up sooner or later. We're reasonably well equipped to deal with you. There's some expensive stuff here, a lot of expensive block cards. Obviously, our damage output is going to suffer. Nevertheless, this is at least a good opportunity to put in Dawn Raid. Do we want Wound? I don't know, this is honestly as much as I feel comfortable doing. I mean, I guess I should put Anemia in instead of Evade. We'll do that. Yeah, I know, right? That's the thing about Dawn Raid, right, Robin? It's like, the Dawn Raid itself is going to get discounted probably, but then the stuff you get off of it won't. Nevertheless, we'll have to play some attacks, and if this is a really cheap way to get 50% rage and then, I don't know, discard fodder for our many juggles or something, I suppose I'll still be okay with it. I think we'll just go in for it. So the Hemolytic Vial seems like the obvious choice here. Crystal-like Hand-Me-Down is the obvious not the choice. We cycle decently fast for Dead Man's Drop, but I think I could use the extra damage in this fight specifically. And this will be really, really good in the Void fight too, I think, so I'll just take the Vial. Speaking of things that are vile, the cost of these cards. How could you, Dolus? She's not even bleeding for us to weaken her with the anemia. I'm going to try to juggle into something here. Oh yeah, the throwing star, huh? We're gonna get combo off of random stuff. Interesting. Can I weaken her? I would really like to. I mean, I should probably do this. I think we're just gonna do that. And then we'll see if we can extend it with the anemia here. We'll try. Nope. 0 for 6. Purging for 5. 0 for 9. I think I gotta purge this one. What a productive turn one. We did nothing. Okay. Good lord, what is this? I mean, we have to do this, right? We can extend the weakness. Our combo is full, and we have nothing to spend it on. Nothing whatsoever. Oh, this just sucks, man. This just sucks. I think it's correct to do this. We have no poison now. We're ending with maximum energy for next turn. We can keep the sustenance. Yeah, that's right, Robin. We are going to continue to do nothing. Just no proactive cards here. Okay. For the throat is at least something here, right? It's something. Then we'll bide. Agility is so bad. Oh, yeah, we just gotta purge down. Purge down, all the way. Oh, Dolus. Come on, don't be so mean. There goes the hemolytic vial. Dawn Raid came in at 3, are you kidding me? Is this some kind of sick joke? I swear to God, these hidden blades had better be cheap. No. 2 cost and a 1 cost. Why would I expect anything else? We can ditch him off the nick, I guess, huh? My God. I mean, well, this is the confusion turn, I guess, right? I can't complain too much. Of course, 1 cost is as cheap as it could be. But nonetheless, I'm displeased with the current state of affairs. Anemia would have been nice for the weekend there, but I'm not going to pay 4. That's too expensive. See if we can't build our combo back in an efficient way. Sustenance gives us combo. I mean, Lick gives us a bunch of combo. We sure do have a lot of overcharge right now. Okay, we gotta hold both of these, I think, for block purposes. Triggering the bleed would be really good here, too. Just wish she was vulnerable, but whatever, man. Can't have everything we want. Oh, okay, double sanguine, actually, huh? That's pretty sick. Okay, suddenly our problem's been solved. Nice. Well, things looked a little bad there, but all it takes is 1 good turn, I guess. But something extra probably not going to make its way in. We've got all these buffs, and we're just not using them. Redstone splatter can finally happen, though. Been looking for that. Yeah, this is just the setup here. See how we do against these jerks. 30 damage immediately. Sure is a lot, isn't it? This is a situation where I might actually try to just kill this guy immediately, you know? It's a lot of bleed. A lot of damage. Cutting Fan's gonna go off next turn. I absolutely hold the Sanguine Show here. Definitely it was the right call to go after Exalted Warrior, though, that's for sure. No, I forgot to take out the Dawn Raid and the Anemia, huh? Both of those cards are honestly fine, but yeah, I probably should take them back out. Okay. Since Cutting Fan is happening this turn, it's honestly pretty decent to just Dawn Raid anyway, though, right? Yeah, we'll Dawn Raid. You're done. And then this isn't quite enough block. We do need the evade. We can't play the evade. So it is what it is. You're gonna suicide, so no point in wasting damage on you. 6 here, it's fine. Really not bad. We have a health pot. We'll heal most of this back up. Okay, so... This is just a win, right? Pretty sure we just win. Yeah. Alright, that was non-standard compared to how I normally do this fight, but it worked out really well. Let's go ahead and swap the anemia back out. I almost want to leave the Dawn Raid, man. I really do. I think it's probably worth leaving in. Yeah, definitely, Robin. The Throwing Star does help a lot with Dawn Raid. I am gonna leave it in. I'm gonna leave it. We've yet to fight the goats, so that's been cool. These guys shouldn't be too much of an issue. We actually have almost no Rage Cane. It's literally just the redstone and the splatter and the Dawn Raid. That's it. Very light on the rage this time around. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty good actually, right? We just go for the throat, then lick, and it puts us up to 3. Then we nick, right? I should probably do this first just in case. If I can click the freaking button. This is why I don't play shooter games. My aim is so bad, I cannot just click a button that is just sitting there. Okay, because we do this, and then we're back down to 0 combo, but then lo and behold, all we have to do is play the lick again, and we're back to 3 now. And then I can splatter him for massive damage. Yeah, I can't get the cutting fan to happen. It's probably still worth it to do this, honestly. Dawn Raid. Probably not. I don't think we can quite afford it, can we? Actually, maybe. We don't need that. We get this. Do that. We could use this next turn. Cutting fan's gonna go off. We have the agility. Like, that actually seems really good. I know it looks a little goofy, but I think this is actually gonna be pretty good. Like we go purge, play, do that, max out, or well, I mean, the haunted, but you know. We're up to 4 out of 4. And we've got a splatter. These are dealing 40. So you're dead. Cutting fan. We just divvy the damage up so that these guys almost die. Oh, you actually just die. Oh, actually, we can just end the freaking fight. Jeez, how about that? I didn't think it was going to be quite enough for that. Mithril Blades. Do we heal here? I literally see no purpose in the essence. We can already buy out the Well of Stars almost certainly, so I guess we heal. Yeah, so one interesting thing about the expensive buffs is that they do give us combo, right? I mean, like, Mithril Blades is actually starting to look quite nice. I don't think I need the bleed from something extra. Well, I wouldn't hate it. I don't know. Maybe I should be getting all of these in at this point. Maybe. Maybe. Let's just try this. -1 evade, +1 Mithril Blades. Maybe. This is the best one right now, I would say. Compared to Sleight of Hand. Something Extra is the worst one out of the 2 cost buffs. But this might actually make its way into the deck for a little bit later. I'm going to try out this Mithril, though. No go, boys? Thank the Lord. Dodged. Yeah, let's give this a try, huh? I'm not too worried about the Berserker. Just need a good hand, and he'll be going down. There's Mithril. So it looks like this is probably just a setup turn, so we'll pitch the Hidden Blades. Throw out the Mithril. Yeah, in this case, honestly, I think we're gonna juggle as well, right? Yeah, we're gonna juggle as well. Ditch, 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 purge. Ideally, we'll draw Dawn Raid next turn, right? And pop off. Yeah, we'll full purge down here. Okay. Show me Dawn Raid. 5 out of 8 chance, right? Oh wait, no, we got crippled. It's a 4 out of 8. 50-50. We got it! Always lucky. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Vuln you. Agility to get back combo. I mean, the bide is super unnecessary, so... Strength by discarding that one. Don't really need you, don't need you. Okay. Get back our combo. I think we can drop you and you. This gives us back full combo. And we purge. The splatter is already killing. There we go. That's why I wasn't worried about the Berserker. We have enough burst damage that it should just be a complete non-issue every time. No matter how many times we ran this fight, whatever draw order shouldn't be a problem. This 19 threat's a little bit awkward though, huh? That it is. That it definitely is. Let's get juggling a bit here. Probably blocking with Sanguine. I mean, we could go purge, purge, play. That's kind of a funny option. And then we get full combo like this, and then we trigger Cutting Fan like this. Holy cow, look at us go! The damage output! Very nice. Let's do a big old nick. And then even when we go down to 0 out of 6 or 0 out of 5 or whatever after we've played what's it called? Agility. We can actually realistically build all the way back up. Like, that's a very real possibility. Jesus Christ, so much draw and discard. Like, for example, we just do this. That's 3 combo. Instantly. We're back at 6. It's that easy. It is that easy. Nonsense. I like this deck, man. I like it a lot. This is the best Ninja Star I've had in like forever. One more upgrade for the road, huh? Rapid says, Forgotten Fuse is theoretically doing okay damage, but it felt so superfluous. That is absolutely right. Like, it's not bad, but we absolutely don't need it. Not by a long shot. I think the upgrade here is either Mithril or Dawn Raid. This is our last guaranteed upgrade. So I should think about this a little bit more. I think Mithril is probably going to out-damage in the long-paced fights, like Void. More so than Dawn Raid, because this is always in play once we throw it down. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be Mithril. But I will upgrade Dawn Raid if I get upgrades from the well. So... yeah, looks good. Let's roll in. Okay, it's a little awkward to gain combo here, but we can do it. Always starting like this. It's like, I don't want to use Sanguine Shell here, so I think we're just going to have to be happy with 2 out of 3 for now. Which makes this turn not all that great. Because we don't trigger Cutting Fan until after we play Splatter, and then we have no combo. And I don't want to go off too hard on her because she's actually attacking immediately. So we're just going to beat up this Pinky a little bit, I guess. And that'll be that. But pretty much as soon as we see Birthday do something that isn't attack, is go time, and we're just going to start clobbering her. Okay. So we want to draw Nick for the throat, Mithril Blades. See what this juggle lets us. Don't need you. We shouldn't need you. Don't need you. Okay, definitely throw the Mithril down. There's all the block, or not all the block, there's all the combo. I'm just gonna do it like this, actually, is the plan here. You'll die to the fuse now, I guess. Okay, so we wanted to go off there, but it just didn't happen. Is she attacking me now? She is. Do we go off anyway? I feel like the answer is yes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go off. At the very least, we won't bother hitting her with that, though. That's just silly. But these, 40 a pop. Yeah, we're gonna go in with these. And then I guess we'll hold this and just do the Nick here. What do we not need? Realistically, you, and you, and you. I have so many freaking cards in my hand. We probably don't even need to play this agility, truth be told. Let's drop these guys. Let's go... Let's just go Bide. Send that. Can't afford to play both Sanguines. Might as well hit you with this. And we'll go Dawn Raid into Splatter. Alright, there we go. Nice. Nice, nice. 3-turn kill. Okie doke. So here, at the start of each fight, get a celerity. We could use a celerity. That's not bad. I did want some upgrade points, so I'll take those. 25 extra math, or max, I don't think matters. Yeah, I mean, celerity's gonna be good. Celerity's gonna be good. We'll take that. And then at the bottom, I actually can't quite buy it out here, can I? I don't really care about drafting uncommons, though, so... Yeah, I'll just take those two. Short by 400. Well, not even. It's more like 300. So I guess the 500 from the well technically... Or the shrine technically mattered. Was I really going to use these uncommons? Probably not. There's the Dawn Raid upgrade. And as for the last one... I don't know. Probably just a juggle. Probably just one of the juggles. I don't think Sleight of Hand matters, does it? I mean, what am I putting Sleight of Hand in for? I do kind of want to put it in. Kind of. Could it go in over an evade? At this stage, probably. You know what? I'm actually just going to do this. Swap them out. And this black stone, where does it go? Does it go on Dawn Raid? That's probably too greedy. Does it go on Mithril Blades or Sleight of Hand? I mean, the Mithril Blades one is actually kind of potentially a pretty big deal. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it on Mithril Blades and probably not use it, except for maybe versus the Void. But I don't think there's anywhere else that even makes sense to put it. I could put it on the Nick, destroy the Bluestone, but I like the Bluestone Nick. That's a lot of damage from Souls. Okay, blessing-wise, I don't really think I want that one. Extra overcharge and energy seems decent. Turn 6. I don't know if we're going to last that long. We might. Killing Void Touch for draw sounds amazing, though, actually, so... Let's take on the spiders here. Brew up that exploding bottle we saved for him. Versus the Void, we're probably going to want to brew the draw potion, belt the patience potion, and have, like, one humongo bungo turn. So... Yeah, I don't know. I'll throw Iron Skin in here just in case. Will be the plan. Let's do it! Oh, I have Bacon Bomb, right? Yeah, I should have put Bacon Bomb on. Oh, well. The Celerity does work really well with Agility, too, of course. So, I guess we'll nick you. Pitch. Definitely not going to be Mithril Blading in this fight. And then we just immediately go back up to 5 combo here. Poof. Throw out a Dawn Raid, why not? Yeah, I don't think we need to be too worried about this one, huh? Got him! Okay. Yeah, so I think the other blessing we actually want is the Blessing of Energy. And then I guess we probably fight the Queen of Ages instead of the Star Council. We spam decently hard. So what do I want to brew versus these guys? We have an Iron Skin, an Energy, and a Health to throw around. The Health, of course, doesn't really do anything, so it's just Energy and Iron Skin. In which case, I think I'm actually not going to brew anything here. I think I'm just going to put the Iron Skin in the belt. And then versus Queen, I'll brew up Energy Potion and leave the Iron Skin in the belt. Or brew the Iron Skin, honestly. I might. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Being able to block without using a block card is relevant against this guy, of course, so that he doesn't put Banes in the deck. Okay, definitely gonna go in with the Agility here. Again, we'd love to see the Celerity off of this Nick. So... I don't want to do this. Bite is so expensive. So expensive, but it draws me a lot more if I play it first. I'm gonna do it. Pitch that. And this. Stick the Vuln on him, go ahead and Nick. It's even getting an extra trigger off the band. There's the Celerity. There it is. You know, all these buffs that we're like not really going to be able to play. Don't need this stuff that gains combo. We're already going back to full. Poof, we're back to full. Okay, Cutting Fan is not happening here, so no need to do Dawn Raid stuff, right? It's really just going to be a big splatter. I mean, I guess we can go for Dawn Raid anyway in that case, right? Because we have the energy for it, so... Why not? Pretty good damage. 2 Sanguine Shells still in the mix as well to get those bleed triggers. Hemolytic Vial. I think the fight is already over. I really do. Although we might take 1 here when we play the Sanguine Shell. That's funny. How do we want to do this? I don't think there's really any shenanigans to be had here. I think there are no shenanigans at all. It's just Sanguine Shell for the throat. And then here, he's not quite dead to Sanguine Shell. So we do need a little bit more. And there we go. Oh my god. I can't click my cards. What have I done? Does this fix it? No. I like bugged the game out there. I think that happens when you click too quickly. I cannot click my cards. Interesting. Well. Good thing we had that Iron Skin potion. I totally would have restarted there, though, because that's BS. Nonetheless, we did not need to, because we're just gonna do a little bit of this. And I think this should be no problem. Yeah, I think when you're drawing cards and you, like, click to discard in the middle of the animation or something like that is when that bug happens. Yeah, we're just gonna go in here. She's squishy enough that it shouldn't be that hard to just bust her down. We don't really have any random damage or anything. Agility, celerity, love it. I think we're gonna splatter instead of flood the throat, so I'll pitch that. I'm gonna need some energy. I think we'll have enough though here. Yeah, we definitely have enough, right? We just go agility, celerity, dawn raid. Yeah. Yep, we're good. Is she already dead? I think she might already be dead. She is already dead. I'm glad we glad we crushed that fight as easily as we did. And I forgot to heal for 3 with the health potion. Oops. Okay, so we have a green stone here. I could put it in, like, the sleight of hand or something if I really care to. Frankly, I don't know that I do. Don't know where else to put it, though. I mean, is it even worth it? What we want to actually draw turn 1 is, like, Nick and some combo gain. Right? And rigging this makes that less likely. We want to draw this off of the Nick. So I think it's actually correct to just literally not even use the green stone. We should be able to handle the garbage cards pretty easily, so we don't need to tech in stuff like Snuff Out or Backpedal. I think we just roll in, honestly. I think we're going to do just fine. Stealth Potion would have been my ideal brew here, but, you know, didn't get one. What can you do? See how quickly we can finish these guys off. I don't really want to use the spell, of course, but I draw cards when I kill them. So killing one is going to, like, snowball me pretty hard. Also, what do you know? We drew the sleight of hand anyway. Let's see what Juggle has in store for us. It's not really getting me what I want right now. Okay, time to start ditching Hidden Blades. Yeah, okay. Well, that was incredibly underwhelming, to say the very least. But at least we can get down, like, our sleight of hand and stuff, I guess. See, that's why I didn't rig the sleight of hand. This is not what we wanted. We wanted this, I guess this, and probably this. Yeah. Alright. That's fine, though. That is fine. So every turn we're overcharging for 1, right? So there's no real point in playing this for overcharge value. We're going to have full combo as soon as we play Mithril Blades. So I don't need any of this stuff, actually, and I don't even care about block. We'll be fine. One garbage card in the mix. Okay, so here we have the Nick. I do think I want to do the Mithril Blades play. It's not necessary that I play both copies immediately, though, so let's play one. I am just going to stick the Vuln on you like this. We have Shield Bash for Vuln later, too. It's not the end of the world here. Let's go ahead and Nick. We want to get this other Mithril Blades in play, for sure. Just pitch Evade. Agility's going to be good. We shouldn't need Lick. Shouldn't need Evade. Don't want that, obviously. Okay. So here we're going to go Agility, definitely Purge the Sanguine Shell for block. We'll play the one Lick here. Now we're at 5. We can Purge that. We can For the Throat. Then Celerity. And then we can Splatter. Although if we do that, we won't get the other stack of Mithril Blades down. Is that fine? That might be fine. Oh, wait, no, we're gonna... Oh, no, we're not gonna draw. We're not gonna draw because she doesn't die. We get the delay draw. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks, but it's probably just... I have to let it slide, I think, right? I think I have to let it slide. There's just no way around it. Unless I just don't play the splatter. I don't have to. We are at 5 out of 5 combo, though, of course. Get Rage next turn. I don't think I need the Mithril Blades. I don't. We're not going to do it. We are simply not going to. So I guess the plan is for next turn to be like the Omega turn. So I'll go ahead and crack the Patience Potion now. We're going to have 3 delay draw. Then we're going to draw 4 extra off the Patience Potion, 1 from the Draw Potion. If we can kill this guy in the middle of next turn, we'll draw another 3. Not even worried about the 32 damage there. Yeah, look at that. 7 delay draw. 7. Think that's enough cards? So we go Dawn Raid. Shield Bash, because we need the Vuln. Purge that for some block. You as well. So the next thing we want, I guess, is the Agility. So let's try and find our way towards that, huh? Yeah, we'll juggle. Did not draw any of the garbage cards there, huh? Surprising. Or the Agility, of course, the thing we actually wanted. That's fine. We'll keep going. Don't need both licks either, of course. Okay. So now... we'll go with the Agilities. Into the Nick. I need to purge something first. For the throat. Then we go ahead and Nick. We'll draw all the garbage. Just ditch most of it. We don't want this juggle anymore. You stumbled into something very unique here, Divine Shield. Yeah, we set up this really crazy turn. Okay, so the splatter, we need combo, obviously, right? But we're getting there. The next thing to draw would be we could redraw Dawn Raid, potentially. That's probably greedy. That is probably greedy. Let's just go ahead and do Lick. We can play it again to just hit full combo instantly. I don't actually care about the rebound, so it's actually going to be better to do that, I think, huh? Like that. 4 out of 5. How much are we up to? Okay, he's dead. So what's the thing we are least likely to want? Probably the Draw Blood. So we'll kill him. Then we draw 3 more. We're about ready to trigger the Cutting Fan again. We do need combo still, so Bide gets us combo. And do we just chill here? Just play these out and not do anything extra? Obviously we can't afford the Dawn Raid. I guess we just get in for the damage we can then. We do have Vuln up. That was pretty good damage. That was not bad damage. Okay, just gotta close it out now. Just gotta close it out. Dawn Raid doesn't matter anymore. Vulnerable matters. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? This becomes so awkward to try and get everything to come together. Let's go... we don't really need the Agility. Stick the Vuln. We'll do that. GG. Whew, okay. Cool run. Cool run. Very interesting void fight. I like that one a lot. Not bad. A lot of perfect fights. Rip void. That was a really good throwing star. Best I've had in quite a while. Cutting fan is great as always. What's up, Hurry? No, you're not late. I just started early today. Trying to make up for the lack of streams. It's been like 5 days since I streamed or something. Maybe less than that, but I don't know. It feels like it's been a while. I've been having to deal with real life stuff, so... We're doing an extra long stream today, and we started early. Been live for 2.5 hours already. Plan on doing at least one more full run if I can, so... Be like a 4 or 5 hour stream. Whew. Yeah, you just caught us at the very tail end there of this hidden run, though. That was a cool one. Super interesting. It's been a while since I got to do Blackstone Mithril Blades. Always a favorite of mine. I love this buff. This is one of my favorite buffs. Probably my actual favorite buff.